Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back. We're going to be reading our last day, day 10 in One Truth, One Law, I Am, I Create, written by Erin Werley. This is a very short section, and I'm going to bring this to you. I'll read the short epilogue, and then I'm going to share something that I mentioned in my previous video regarding a book that I have been thinking about reading you all for a while, and I think it's time. So let's go ahead and get started with our last day, our last section of this book, which I'm actually pretty sad we're done reading. Day 10, Trust Yourself. And we start out with a quote by Waldo Emerson. Trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string. So I Am starts out. The way to fulfill your blueprint is to love yourself, listen to your inner voice, take action despite your fears, and start creating with intent. After you found the truth that you are I Am, you don't need to find more books seeking the truth. Seek the truth by listening to me in your head. That's the message. Start listening to I Am inside your head. You don't need to find any more books that explain the truth, and you don't need to quit your job to manifest money. Instead, have a conversation with your inner voice every day. It doesn't matter how many people have good intentions and want to help other people. If they don't trust their inner self, they're not ready to help themselves, let alone others. When you're listening or taking advice from other people, you need to evaluate the source. Ask yourself, is this a person who is on the life path of listening to themselves and following their blueprint? Or do they want to impress others? Do they let other people influence them as opposed to listening to their inner self? If you can find someone to guide you who is dedicated to listening to their inner self, this can be very helpful to get you to a similar point. But if you choose to take the advice of people who aren't listening to themselves and are instead trying to make everyone else happy, you'll create the same situation for yourself. It's very important that you always listen to yourself first and try to find other people to learn from who are also listening to themselves. But you are the only one who can change your life. And you do that by listening to your inner voice. People will decide for themselves if what I'm saying is true. Their personas might tell them, oh no, that's not true, that's crazy. But a lot of people are going to be hearing their inner voice strong enough to know it's true. Phil, how can people take back their lives? I Am. Start listening to your thoughts. Start listening for I Am. Start asking I Am how you can get on the path to fulfilling your blueprint. Stop listening to other people when it comes to making decisions about what to create in your life or what is the right thing to do. Start asking I Am the questions you would have asked those other people. Phil, so this is kind of an internal revolution. It's not running down the street with picket signs and stuff like that, or petitioning the government. It's just you and your mind? I Am says that's right. Phil, would you say that kind of outer protesting and petitioning accomplishes anything at all? I Am. The only thing that can accomplish anything for you is to start listening to your inner voice. Nothing else is going to work for anyone. Not really. Phil, so you have to listen to I Am, but every person who listens to I Am is going to be told different things because they have different blueprints. I Am says, that's right. General things will be the same, but I Am's not going to tell any two people the same things because everyone's blueprint is different. So it's not enough for anyone to just read this book to hear what I Am has to say. You have to actually start a conversation with I Am yourself. It's good to read this book to understand that you need to start a conversation, but you won't get anywhere until you start talking to I Am yourself. Sometimes you want to get mad at other people because they told you to do something that didn't work out. But you are just upset that you didn't listen to yourself, your inner voice, your I Am, when it told you what to do. How often that happens. Next time this happens, own the fact that you took the advice from the other people. Love yourself and move forward, knowing that the next time you'll do what feels right for you. Learn to say no to advice when it's not what you are being told yourself. When you hear from I am what you should be doing, just do it rather than look to somebody else to confirm it's a good idea. Know it's the right thing to do despite what anyone else says. Don't let the world make you doubt. Be strong in knowing that your inner voice is always right. And now we have our main thoughts from day 10. To fulfill your blueprint, love yourself, listen to your inner voice, take action despite your fears, and create with intent. After you found the truth that you are I am, stop searching outside of yourself. Seek further truth by listening to your inner voice. Everyone has a unique blueprint, so everyone will hear something different from their inner voice. And last, it's not enough to just read this book. You should start your own conversation. Okay, so that completes One Truth, One Law, I Am, I Create, written by Erin Werley. And I'm just going to say this. If you don't listen to or read any other book that I have introduced to you on my channel, if there's none other that interests you, in my opinion, this is the best and the only one you will need to really start seeking within and see true change in your life. And it's not to negate or take away from any of the other books, but when all you have is within and you learn this and you're open to it and you believe that, that in itself will change your life exponentially. And following that, I mentioned in my previous video, Reading Day 9, that I have a book that really ties in with this one. It goes deeper into this subject, but I'm trying to find a really great way to explain this and do this book justice. If you've ever felt like you wanted to learn more about Jesus, not just Jesus the Christ and his Christ consciousness, but Jesus the person. And if you've questioned things about his disciples, the Bible, his crucifixion, the Last Supper, why things happen the way that they do, how things are created, this book dives deeper into that. And that is the Christ letters, the truth, and the author is Jesus Christ, because quite frankly, this book was written by somebody who wishes to remain anonymous. It was information that she received, I think it was over a 20-year period, by a person that refers to herself as a secretary, dictating the information that she was given, dictating the information that flowed into her over a very long period of time. She lived very isolated, away from society. And this is a collection of 9 letters that were created and put into a book. And in this book, we talk about, or Christ talks about, a variety of things. And just so you can get an idea, I'll give you a brief little summary of each letter. So in letter 1, Christ talks about his reasons for returning to dictate these letters. He's going to talk about why things happen in mankind as far as our woes and disaster and disease. He's going to explain what his true mission on earth was and how it was not recorded properly. He's going to talk about sin against God. And he's going to talk about what happened to him in the 6 weeks in the desert, what really took place, what he learned, and how the knowledge changed him from a rebel to master and healer. Letter 2, he's going to continue talking about his life on earth, his return to his mother in Nazareth, his first public healing, and the tremendous response, choosing his disciples and his true teachings. Letter 3, he's going to continue with things that happened while he was here in his life, his teachings. He's going to talk about his crucifixion a bit, the Last Supper, the attitudes of his disciples, and the truth concerning his ascension. Letter 4, he's going to talk about his teachings in Palestine, and how he, Muhammad, and Buddha and all the other masters have continued to develop spiritually until they all ascended into Christ consciousness. He's going to talk about the truth of the sexual relationship, the attitudes between men and women, and how these will eventually change. There's some very surprising revelations in here that are just amazing. The spiritual progress that will take place and children with new spiritual potential being born. Letters 5 and 6, he's going to talk about the true process of creation, because remember, 2,000 years ago, him learning the true process of before conception to when a baby is born was absolutely unheard of. Nobody knew any of those things. So many of these things were just out of this world to understand and know. And he knew, because he had I am running through him to the fullest capacity of anybody on this planet. Let's see, he's going to talk about science and religious doctrines that we've all believed, and he's going to reject them and defy the truth of being. He's going to touch on the truth regarding the human ego, our earthly individuality and how it's necessary, and also how it's a source of suffering. In letter 7, he's going to talk about the truth behind the act of sex, what really takes place spiritually and physically, how children are born on different levels of consciousness, and he's going to talk about men and women's place in the world. Letter 8, he's going to explain the reality of men and women, how to live with the laws of existence and come into a state of harmonious, blessed being. And let's see, what else? There's so much. This is just a summary, and I'm reading a good portion of it, but there's so much between those words that I give to you. And in the last letter, he's just going to wrap up all of the letters that he's presented, and he's going to explain to us how to overcome the ego, gain true self-esteem, and experience the joy of perfect inner peace. He's going to touch on racism and a personal message of encouragement and love to all who are drawn to these letters. So I have been debating for some time if I should read this book to you, because it isn't just a book that you open up and you read with your intellect. You read it with your intellect, but you also come forth with an open mind, an open heart to let go of long-held beliefs and ingrained teachings that you may have been holding on for so long, especially around, well, pretty much a lot of what he's going to share in these letters. Some of it we've never heard. Some of it we have, and he's going to explain where things were right and where things were misunderstood while he was here, and his message and his mission. So if you find yourself seeking further truth in this area, I would love to bring this book to you. I would love to read it to you. I have been reading it 1 or 2 pages at a time. I will read more than that if I decide to read this book to you guys, but I would not suggest that just because I read it all together, that means you should listen to it all together. And we'll go into that more in the introduction, because I will tell you exactly how this book came about and exactly how you're supposed to take it in. And if you're interested, I just need one person to let me know. Leave a comment that you'd like to hear this. And I will also have a conversation with my inner self to see if this is the right time to bring it to you, or to bring it to you at all. It may just be that it's for myself and it has helped me profoundly, and so I automatically assume that it will help everybody else, but we are all in different places in our life, and so it just really depends on you and if this resonates with you and you find yourself drawn to it. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you guys and share it as a possibility for how do I follow this up. I mean, this just seems only right that I follow it with this. So we'll see what I decide to do. And of course, I will create a short for you so you know what to expect. But until I see you again for our next book, whatever that may be, please take care of yourself. Please take care of those around you. I love you all so much. And go forth and remember who you are and live your life with the intent that you're going to be joyful. You're going to remember who you are and how powerful you are and how you can use those things for the good of yourself and for the good of all others. What good it comes to you always benefits all. Anyhow, I love you all very much, and As always, take care of yourself and those around you. And I will see you again soon for our next book. Take care until then. Bye-bye.